Council, the Global Freedom Movement, and Two Free Scott. Gerald Celente video. Gerald Celente, for those of you that are not familiar with him, is a trends study, Trends Institute, studies trends, and I've heard him say he's a political atheist, so he's going to say things in this video that are against both sides. He just doesn't believe in politicians, and I've got to say, it's probably a pretty good way to view the world right now in that. But as he talks in here about the economy, the way things are going, the war, it's a very informational, good video. And I think, again, we do well to heed the warning. It's over. The currency has collapsed. It's just playing out. They are keeping the currency propped up until they have the digital currencies where they can do it, like where they can have them parallel for a time, or I think, like he says in here, very rapidly, it's just going to go bam. So take a look at this video, share it out as much as you can, and let people know, get ready, get ready, get ready. And it's, there are things you can do, but you need to start following what's inside of you as far as peace. Inflation, the governments are using inflation as an excuse to do everything and anything that they want to do to destroy our economies, to destroy our way of living, and to take control. People will roll over when they give them a digital currency that says, oh, look, your inflation is going to cost you $10 for a loaf of bread, but if you go on our digital currency, it's going to be 50 cents. People are going to flock to the digital currency. They'll make it increasingly impossible to trade in regular currency, or they'll just have it disappear overnight. Be ready. Things are coming. I'll talk to you at the end.
Tipping point's already happened. Look what's going on around the world. Look at Europe with the European Central Bank. What do you have? What do you have? 9.1% inflation rate in Europe. What's your interest rate? 0.75%. What are you kidding me? What am I, 6 years old? Who are you talking to? If you borrowed money from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, you got to raise your interest rates 1% over the inflation rate. So the interest rate in the EU should be what? 10.1%, and it's 0.75. I'm telling you, the game is over. Look what's going on look at the yen is at a 25-year low, and they won't raise interest rates, and they're pumping more money in. Look what's going on in the UK, the disaster. When all else fails, they take you to war. What followed the Great Depression? World War II. What followed the dot-com bust? The War on Terror. The NASDAQ was down 66% before 9/11. People will forget all about it. There's going to be a false flag attempt or something that's going to take the war. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the banking system has been hacked. We're sorry. We're going to do everything we can to get your money. We'll do our best. All right? They'll pull any game they want. U.S. economy is not doing well. You get the Trends Journal. You see every week we put in the layoffs. One big company after another. No. Look what's going on in China. The lockdowns are continuing. Look at the unemployment rate of the people, the young people. It's like 13-14%. And now people are starting to protest, and they're putting more mandates, the zero COVID policy. Look what's going on in Italy. Again, it's in your Trends Journal. Over 100,000 small and medium-sized businesses are going out of business. And now, because of the imbeciles that put the sanctions on Russia, your energy prices are skyrocketing, hurting businesses even more and the people. It's out of control. It's out of control. And they're not a peep about peace. Oh, when Musk came out about peace, they attacked him. It's satanic. It's demonic.
Since we're touching on Europe, we know that winter is going to be pretty challenging for Europe this year with the energy crisis going on. Gerald, do you think Europe will be able to stick together and come through this winter together? Or will we see Europe starting to divide a little bit? Or how about NATO? Will NATO even be able to stick together?
Yeah, they're going to take us to war. And people forget it. Look, before the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, 80% of Americans were against World War II getting involved. And again, Pearl Harbor, they knew it was coming. Americans helped instigate it, cutting off Japan. It's totally reliant on outside sources for oil, couldn't get any. And again, Japan was pulling their own crap. And they went to war. Again, a little ignorant piece of scum crap with a pair of cojones smaller than a mothball, a little daddy's boy piece of crap, George W. Bush. His ratings were plummeting before 9/11. 9/11 happens, we're going to get that guy, Osama bin Laden, dead or alive. 88% of the American people supported him. It's going to happen. There's going to be a false flag event, something will happen, and the people will all stand behind the lunatics in charge. No, the economy's crashed. It's over. It's over. It's gone. The COVID war, the damage it's done. Look at, again, the motto of the Trends Journal is history before it happens. Go back to March of 2020. We warned of increasing crime rates. Look at the crime rates now. Take a ride on the subway of New York City. It's a night in Calcutta, but worse. People leaving the cities like crazy. The crime rates are skyrocketing. When people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And they're losing it. They're losing it and the fish rots from the head down. They're losing it at the top and they're losing it at the bottom. The dollar's strong because the other currencies are so weak. Look again. Look at the sterling. Oh, it's only at an all-time low. How about the euro? Oh, yeah, we're going to keep interest rates really down into the toilet, and the euro keeps going lower and lower. It's at a 20-year low. There's no competition, even though the United States has a debt level of over $31 trillion. And as long as they keep raising interest rates and they're above the other ones, the dollar stays strong. It's not that the dollar is strong because of the strength of the dollar. The dollar is strong because of the weakness of all the other currencies and the other economy. It shows you how bad the situation is in the world. My first buy of gold was at $187.50 an ounce back in 1977 or 78, around then. And I've been buying it ever since. I buy it and put it away, buy it, put it away, buy it, put it away. No, to me, gold is the number one safe haven asset. And although gold prices are going down because the U.S. dollar is getting strong, when things get really terrible, there people are going to be, gold is the only safe haven asset, as I see it. And I don't give financial advice. The motto of the Trends Journal is think for yourself. We tell you what in the world is going on, what it means, what to do, but you do what you want to do. We give the trend analysis and the trend forecasts. Again, there's no magazine like it. We tell you exactly what the facts are as they're being reported. As they're being reported, and we take it from many different sources. So we'll take it from the American sources. We go to the UK, from Bloomberg to CNBC to the Financial Times. We go all over the world. We put down what they're reporting, and then we give our analysis. So we're not skewing it. It's our trend analysis. And then we give you our trend forecast. Okay, here's our analysis. Here's our forecast. And what we're forecasting from the information out there, again, look how late they are in saying it. Oh, the IMF came out and said we're going through a terrible time. Oh, they just came out last week? Oh, the World Bank said. Now the World Bank said. So they gave this clown Bernanke a Nobel Peace Prize. This guy, again, was in the Trends Journal back in 2008 and 2010, how he was wrong about the Panic of '08. Said it wasn't going to happen. Said real estate prices wouldn't go down. And with a big real estate bubble going on. And they give that clown a Nobel Peace Prize. You know why? Because it's the Nobel Piece of Crap Prize. They gave it to the murdering SOB, Barack Obama. After they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize, he goes a troop surge in Afghanistan. And then I want that guy Gaddafi out of there over in Libya and will destroy the richest country in Africa. I want that guy Assad out of there in Syria. But he gets a Nobel Peace Prize. It's a Nobel Piece of Crap Prize. We have mentally deranged people running and ruining our lives. And people better wake up to this, because World War III has started, and your life is going to be beautiful under the cloud of nuclear destruction. If people don't do anything, we are finished. And I launched Occupy Peace, and I'm doing everything I can. I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. And if people don't do anything, good for you. Be a coward, so I can't do anything, and rot in hell as they turn life on earth into a living hell.
You know, with everything that's going on in the world, people are curious. Do you think the government will confiscate gold the way they did back in 1933?
I told you what they'll do with false flag. They'll confiscate your money out of a bank. Very quickly, 9/11. USA Today used to be a big newspaper, and used to run my top trends every year. So in 2000, in December of 2000, just before 2001, the headline read, 2001 won't be our year, Trendseer says. And I warned that a wave of anti-Americanism was sweeping the globe and Americans wouldn't be safe at home or abroad. So when 9/11 happened, I'm watching it all happen, and they said the planes were coming down the Hudson River. I'm in New York. I know the Hudson River inside out, upside down. And there's Indian Point nuclear power plant, 45 miles just north of New York City. I said, if they hit this nuclear power plant, there's going to be chaos like you can't imagine. I call up the bank. I had certificates of deposit in those days. Used to get money on your interest back in those days. And I said, listen, I had my guns, gold, and a getaway plan. I'm about 4 hours away from Canada. I figure if they blow up this thing, I'm going to take the back roads up to Canada. I got my gun, I got my gold, and I got my getaway plan. I said, transfer my money to the bank in Rhinebeck. That's where I lived at the time. I'm sorry, Mr. Celente, certificates of deposit are traded on Wall Street. And Wall Street is closed. You can't get your money. Got it?
I recommend that you take a look at some of my other videos that have talked about currency collapse in Brazil and Venezuela, places like that. I have some videos on there in preparation for yourself, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, which is probably, in my opinion, the number one thing that you need to focus on. Because if you are not in a good mental state as this rolls around, you're in trouble. Some of us have had major dramas in their lives, losses and pain, and that all is so that when this thing hits, you can stand strong, because people are going to need you. Your family's going to need you. Your friends are going to need you. Continue to prepare. Spread the word. If you have good ideas, put it in the comments. What do you think of this video? What do you think? Is it going to collapse? Share it out. Share it out as much as you can, because when they crash the US, we all go. And they're going to try and hit that US. They are hitting the US as hard and as fast as they can, because if they can't break America, they've lost everything. So as much as whatever your opinions are on America, it's not the American people. They're good people. But the leaders and some of the people that have done abominable things, let's just focus together here and now and say, if we don't pull together, if we don't live in the spirit of community, we're in some big trouble. So share the video. God bless you.